Hey everybody, Cinema Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, hit up Walmart, Target, and Best Buy where I got myself some great titles, so let's take a look at everything I got. The first store I hit up today was my local Walmart where I picked up 2 DVDs, both for $5 a piece, and the first title I picked up was Fire Breather. Now this here is a blind buy. Up until today, I had never heard of this movie. This is an original Cartoon Network movie. That's what kind of drew me to this and what made me interested in it. I do tend to really like Cartoon Network cartoons, thus I kind of figured I'd probably enjoy one of the movies as well. This does get really good reviews online, that also sold me, so again, it is a blind buy, but for $5, had to pick it up, and I can't wait to check it out. And the last time I picked it up from Walmart was Rose Red, this year being the 2-disc deluxe edition DVD release. Now this year's also a blind buy, a movie I have heard of but really know nothing about. What sold me on this though is it's a movie based off a Stephen King novel. And recently I've been getting into some of the more, I don't want to say lesser known, but not some of the bigger titles. Things like It and The Shining. Yeah, those were titles that I've seen, titles I bought a long time ago. I love, they're great movies. But some of the more not as famous titles I've recently been getting into and actually really enjoying. So I've been picking them up as I come across them. So for $5, figured I'd grab it, add another Stephen King title to my list, and check it out, and hopefully I'll enjoy it. Then I headed out to my local Target, where at first I thought my trip was going to be a complete bust. Nothing really on sale, nothing I really wanted to get. But then of course I headed over to their clearance section, and most Targets do have a clearance section within their electronics area, usually on an end cap or something like that. My store is actually just on a random shelf, but a lot of times I see in stores the clearance sections in the electronic areas being on end caps. Usually you just see video games and controllers and, you know, weird little things you can plug into the wall and all kinds of extension cords and stuff like that just thrown into a pile. It's usually a complete mess. And occasionally I will come across a DVD in there. Usually nothing I want to get. Sometimes really good deals, but something I already have or just have no interest in whatsoever. Well, today I actually came across 3 titles that I definitely wanted to pick up. And that was the complete first, third, and fourth season of Soap. Why they didn't have the second season, I don't know, but I definitely had to grab these. And these are all marked down to $3.76. What I believe had happened here is, and this is what I've been told by other people who I know who work at Target, is when Target gets back DVDs or Blu-rays or anything like that that they sell online but do not sell in stores, they automatically get discounted and thrown into their clearance section, which is why I always highly recommend going to the clearance section when you're at Target. You never know what you're going to come across. Now, this is a show I have heard of, but again, really know nothing about. Today was definitely a blind buy day. But what really sold me on this was simply, right there, Billy Crystal. Big Billy Crystal fan. I'll pretty much pick up anything that Billy Crystal's in, any movie he's in, I'm watching because I just absolutely love him as an actor. I find him to be extremely funny, just an amazing actor. So that is what sold me on this one, just for Billy Crystal alone. But I have heard good things about this series. It does get good reviews online, so for, again, $3.76 a piece, this was an amazing find, and I definitely had to pick these up. And finally, headed out to Best Buy, where I picked up 1 Blu-ray, and that was Conan the Barbarian. Just like all the other titles, this was a complete blind buy, a movie I really know very little about. In fact, I haven't even seen the original 2 movies. I do own them, but I have not got around to watching them yet, so I will check those 2 out before I watch this one. I will definitely do that. But this still interested me. When I saw the trailers for this, I thought it looked pretty interesting. I've heard some mixed reviews on it, but I definitely wanted to check it out. And I got it saved for only $5. How I did that was I price matched Amazon. This is actually for $10 right now on Amazon. Best Buy is now price matching Amazon, so I had them price match it. Plus, I had a $5 off coupon because I used the Upgrade and Save program. So I ended up getting this for only $5. That was a great deal, especially, you know, for a blind buy and a title that does get some mixed reviews. For $5, had to pick it up, and I can't wait to check it out. And really, I can't wait to check out all 3 movies. So that's it for what I bought today, so now onto what I watched. And the first title I checked out today was The Simpsons, the complete 15th season. Now, if you guys remember when I reviewed the 14th season, I said I think the show's still strong. A lot of people seem to dislike it nowadays, but I still absolutely love it. Well, after watching the 15th season and seeing every episode back to back, yeah, I'm kind of starting to see what people are talking about now. Definitely not as strong. I would say the 14th season was probably the last season for me of the series being really strong. Again, maybe things will pick up, I don't know, but for now, I gotta say, things are starting to definitely go downhill at a pretty steady pace. I was not a huge fan of this season. It had some good episodes. I certainly enjoyed some of them a lot. Homer still had some pretty decent lines, although I didn't think Homer was nearly as funny in this as he has been in past seasons. So, wasn't thrilled with the 15th season. I still enjoyed it. It's The Simpsons. I certainly have a soft spot in my heart for The Simpsons. I really can't hate them. I don't think anything they could do could ever make me hate The Simpsons. But regardless, it just wasn't nearly as strong as it has been. And unfortunately, I am starting to agree with most people in thinking that The Simpsons are starting to definitely go downhill. And I would kind of like to see them come to an end, only because I want them to. That's the thing. They're on this steady decline, and a lot of people, keep saying that the show's just not as good as it used to be. And my concern is that the show is going to just burn itself out and just be remembered really badly. I don't want that. I want this show to be remembered, be remembered as the great show it is. Be remembered as Simpsons classic, just such an amazing series. That's how I want The Simpsons to be seen, not to be seen as some show that started out pretty good and then just went to all hell. So, would I like to see The Simpsons come to an end? Yeah, I figure it'd be better to go out on at least somewhat of a good name as opposed to just completely burning out and being remembered as something not all that good. So, would I recommend the 15th season? Yeah, I would. If you're going to pick this up, you're obviously a Simpsons fan, so you're still going to enjoy this. Even though I didn't think the stories were as good, I didn't think the jokes were as good, it's still The Simpsons. It's so classic. And again, if you're going to buy this, obviously you're a Simpsons fan. There would be no other reason for you to pick up the 15th season. So I would say, yeah, if you're a Simpsons fan, of course, buy it. And the last title I checked out today was Project October from the guys over at RetroCon Media. They sent this to me for free to review. And this is an independent horror film, and for that reason, I wasn't going into this one expecting, Hollywood quality movie. I was thinking low budget, probably not all that good acting, and yeah, for the most part, it did look very low budget. The acting wasn't all that great. It was okay. It was passable, but not all that hot. But again, it's an independent movie. I mean, come on, you're not getting Hollywood here. You're getting independent movie here, so it's completely passable. You can look past it if you know what you're getting yourself into. But this is a movie I'm probably going to listen to the commentary on, because I had some mixed feelings about this. Wasn't quite sure what the writer and director was going for. I was either kind of disappointed in the film, or I was either kind of thinking, that's an interesting idea. It all depends on what they were going for with this film. It either came off as a story that I just thought was kind of mediocre, very boring, very drawn out of parts, and just all in all kind of left you with a okay kind of feeling at the end. Or what they were going for was something more realistic, maybe a more truthful story. This is a found footage movie, but the whole premise is there's two girls, one buys a camera, one ends up dying because of this guy who's killing people, and the one girl ends up finding out that this guy was a killer and ends up, spoiler alert, killing him at the end. There's a whole kind of like sexual kind of dominatrix overtone throughout the entire film, which is kind of interesting. So my question is again, were they just going for, trying to be serious and make a decent, trying to make a decent movie and maybe kind of sort of failing at it? Or were they going for something more, again, more realistic and something maybe you actually would find on videotape? Maybe something that was a bit more truthful of a story. I'm kind of leaning towards that. I'm assuming that's what they were going for. I'm assuming they were going for something a bit more realistic. And if they were, kudos to them. They did a pretty good job doing that. I felt like this is something maybe I could have actually found, on some actual videotape somewhere. Again, an interesting story. It's only an hour long, so it's not drawn out too bad. You don't have to get too invested into the characters. There really are only 3 for the most part. One of them dies off pretty quickly. There's also another character of like a dominatrix kind of, I guess, like hooker kind of girl. She ends up dying off pretty quickly too. She doesn't play really a major part. She's just another victim of the killer in this movie. So, I would say mediocre. I wasn't thrilled with it, but if they were going for what I assume they were going for, which is, again, something a bit more realistic, if that was their idea behind this film, then yeah, it was okay. As far as what I recommended, I would definitely recommend this simply based on the fact that it's an independent movie, and I cannot, I cannot recommend an independent movie enough. Even if I absolutely hate it, it's still an independent movie. I fully support the independent movie genre. It's definitely something great. I feel that more people should make independent films. Hollywood just keeps putting out crap movie after crap movie after crap movie. So it's really great to see people stand up and say, we're going to make our own film. I love that. So for that reason alone, I would recommend getting this. Would I recommend it as far as the movie in itself? Not necessarily. I'd say maybe die-hard horror fans might want to check it out. Everybody else, you're probably not going to get much enjoyment out of it. Definitely a movie for die-hard horror fans only. And even then, I can't promise you that you're all going to like it. So, again, it was, I would put the word mediocre on it. I'm sorry, Retrocom Media. That's, I'm not trying to bash you guys, but that is probably what I would say. Mediocre. But, again, like I said, if they were going for a more realistic style of a film, then definitely I give you kudos. You did a good job there. It did feel, again, like something I might actually find on a videotape. So, didn't love it, but didn't absolutely hate it. It just was mediocre. So that's it for my ball when I watched today. Definitely got some great titles from both Walmart, Target, and Best Buy. Definitely looking forward to checking all those out. Also watching the complete 15th season of The Simpsons. Like I said, it wasn't as good. It's definitely, I can definitely see the show is going downhill, which is a shame. I'm hoping maybe some of the seasons afterwards pick up a bit. Don't really watch the show on TV. I don't really watch much TV. I only catch a few episodes here and there, which certainly makes the show seem funnier when you're watching just episodes, randomly throughout months and weeks. It definitely seems a lot more funnier than watching them all back to back. Once you do that, you can kind of see that the show is going downhill. But who knows? Hopefully things will pick up. But like I said, if you're picking up the 15th season, you're going to be a fan anyway, so of course you're going to want to buy it. Also watching Project October. First of all, I want to just, again, thank the guys at Retrocom Media for sending that to me. I fully support them doing independent films. I hope they bring a lot more. Hope they keep putting them out. I fully support independent films. Anybody who does them, I think it's great. I wish more people would do them. I mean, hell, I should start doing them. I think everybody should do just independent films. I think it's great to kind of, bypass Hollywood and just put out what you want to see. It's a great thing. But I'm not going to BS you guys. I'm not going to, say, oh, it was great just because somebody sent me something for free. No, I'm not going to, you guys are my viewers. I'm not going to BS you guys. Honestly, I just thought it was mediocre. Wasn't the biggest fan of it. It wasn't horrible. Just wasn't all that great either. But like I said, if they were going for something a bit more realistic, something like you might actually find on a videotape, which is what I'm assuming they were going for with this whole thing, then yeah, they did a pretty good job. It did kind of come off that way. So again, kudos to them for doing a pretty good job with an actual found footage movie. And I would really only recommend it to die-hard horror fans or just anybody who wants to support independent films in general. If you definitely want to support independent films, pick yourself a copy. Whether you're going to like it or not, just buy a copy to support it. But if you are thinking about picking it up based on whether it's actually good or not, yeah, probably just for die-hard horror fans only. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya.